The condition, which tormented the star virtually all his adult life, is revealed in Autopsy, The Last Hours of George Michael, which will be shown in the US tonight and broadcast later this year in the UK. Leading American psychologist Dr. Linda Papadopoulos said the star, whose uncle and grandfather both committed suicide when he was young, may have been mentally pushed over the edge when his lover and then his beloved mother Leslie Angold died. George admitted he was terribly depressed when Brazilian fashion designer Anselmo Felipe was killed by an AIDS-related brain hemorrhage in 1993, adding, "It was terrifying news. I thought I could have the disease too." The singer, who had not yet even admitted to his own family that he was gay, went on, "It took about 3 years to grieve, then after that I lost my mother. I felt almost like I was cursed." George was hit by a third tragedy in January 2014 when his longtime personal assistant Siobhan Bailey died suddenly from natural causes aged 56. She had worked with the singer for more than 20 years. After originally being hired to work for Wham! In the 1980s, George adored her, a music industry source said. He was shattered when she died. Dr. Papadopoulos says the strong indication is that he was a victim of persistent complex bereavement disorder, also known as complex grief syndrome, and was unable to overcome his emotional pain and move on. The condition can result in a high level of impairment, in some cases including destructive thoughts and behaviors, such as substance abuse. Dr. Papadopoulos said, "We know now it can have a huge effect on our physiology." George basically never recovered from his grief, but rather masked it with various drugs and antidepressants. Although George's death certificate concluded natural causes, it also recorded heart and liver problems. And one of America's top pathologists agrees with the diagnosis that they too could have been aggravated by his condition. Dr. Michael Hunter, who has conducted an exhaustive study of the singer's medical records, said, "Loneliness triggers greater levels of the stress hormone cortisol in the body, and this can greatly increase the risk of heart disease." George's prolonged drinking and cannabis smoking and use of powerful narcotics, including crack cocaine and the drug GHB, would also have contributed to the damage to his organs, said Dr. Hunter. During a downward spiral that shocked fans, the singer, who sold more than 100 million albums, was arrested for committing lewd acts in Los Angeles and London. He was also delivered a near-fatal warning shot that his unending mental turmoil and dangerous lifestyle choices were placing him at enormous risk, according to Dr. Hunter. He added, "George Michael's story is poignant. A man with an extraordinary talent and a big heart that finally gave up way too soon. Isolation and loneliness that weigh heavy on so many celebrities. The number of people suffering complex grief syndrome is underestimated because many people are never diagnosed," writes consultant psychiatrist Dr. Raj Persaud. Celebrities can be at particular risk partly because it is a condition often exacerbated by loneliness. They very often don't have many real friends and can feel very isolated. If they then lose the only person on the planet they choose to share their life with, they may never recover, or take a very long time to recover.